Why do you think do you think that South Asians are saddled with this, like, because sometimes people say this about Never Have I Ever, they say this about Indian matchmaking, whatever, like, oh, it doesn't represent every experience. Like, I know, it's a story, it can't, it's one person's story, and you've been very clear, even in A Suitable Girl, to say this isn't everybody's experience, this is just these three. That said, I mean, so I guess my question is more around, like, why in A Suitable Girl do you pick these three women to focus on? Are you trying to make some kind of statement?
Well, I can tell you sort of just the answer to why, there doesn't appear to be more diversity even within sort of the diasporic experiences or like the Indian experience reflected in pop culture. And that's because it comes down to the same sort of gradations of privilege. Who's in the room, right? Like, I'm an upper middle class North Indian, person who, because my parents had the opportunity to come to this country, I was raised here, because my parents were upper middle class, I could pursue a career in film and television, I could get in those rooms, I could pitch things that reflect my experiences.
Sure.
So when the majority of the people who get in the room are people like me, who've had, college education, who've had, who are upper caste, are, whatever, all of upper middle class, all of those things, what's comes out the other side is going to be a reflection of what we know.
It equals out.
Exactly. So what I think, would really facilitate a lot of that change is more people being in the room, more Muslim creators, more Dalit creators, more Christian Indians, Jewish Indians, it's because there's already so few projects, that kind of break through. It's going to inherently be the ones that are reflective of the people in the room. And so far, that's been people like me. Now, hopefully that's going to change.
I love that. As far as that analysis of it.